Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you. Today we are going to be checking out the official opening cinematic of Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier, which if you don't know what The First Soldier is, it is a controversial piece of media. It is a upcoming video game set in the Final Fantasy VII extended universe. It is a mobile game, and it is a battle royale. So, I mean, you got a nice trifecta of things that people don't like. I don't know where the third point of that trifecta came from, because I said mobile and battle royale. There's a third one in there, because I don't know. Anyway, when this was revealed, it was very ill received, which I'm not too surprised that it had a lot of ill reception. Mobile games, as large as they actually genuinely are still not very accepted by the mainstream. Those of us that play mobile games kind of just play them to ourselves and don't talk about them out loud, and because other gamers will be like, yo, you fool, that's not real gaming, even though like Fortnite and Call of Duty Mobile and stuff are doing fucking numbers on mobile. But anyway, not the point. And then battle royales, we've seen so many of them that it is the part that worries me the most, because battle royales are really homogenized at this point. And while anything that has the Final Fantasy VII tag on it, I'm like, Final Fantasy VII, yeah. I don't know if my favorite video game and world is going to be able to make a battle royale something that I'm like, yeah, I want that. Didn't we watch the first trailer? We watched the initial announcement of it, and we also had very apprehensive feelings towards it of like, I'm still gonna try it. I am still going to try it. This comes out in like a week or two? It comes out this month, I believe. I think it's one of the days that starts with a 2 in front of it and is 2 digits. Maybe they'll tell us. I don't know. There's a good chance. I genuinely feel iffy about it. I'm not super big into mobile games that want my attention, like idle games or like gacha games that have auto battlers and stuff in them. I generally take to those a bit better because I don't need to pay full attention to them. I can be paying attention to a different game or a show or working on editing or whatever, and just be like occasionally going over and hitting, the auto battle. Whereas something like a battle royale on the phone, you have to pay attention, which means that it wants my not necessarily my full attention, but a larger part of my focus, which means that it is the thing that I am doing rather than the thing that I am doing on the side. And I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, but I have heard good things. This is just a cinematic. This has like nothing to do with the game, so all of this is completely unimportant to the trailer we're about to watch entirely. But I have heard that there are many things about this cinematic that are eye-catching. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, this is just reused from Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was all just rehashed stuff from Remake. 30 years before the events of Final Fantasy VII, 1977. So this is kind of like a sort of history of events before even Crisis Core happened. These are really early things. That is a bit more than a big kitty. Okay. Well, that sucks. So pretty, though. Yeah, Square Enix is great at pretty cinematics, right? They basically always have been, too. Parachute, my dude? No? You good? All right. Apparently, available November 17th. Yeah, okay. So it's available in 8 days. Who needs parachutes, right? Okay. So something interesting here is that looking into this area, which this is when you can tell that this is when they're in the simulation part of things, right? Because the first soldier does take part in a simulated environment, and you can see them generating the hollow world essentially that the training program is taking place in. And one of the things that is interesting here, and this obviously is just a cinematic, right? So I've not looked too much deeply into the actual game beyond that initial trailer that we watched, but this environment that they're using here, I would need to take some time to look much more closely at it, but it definitely looks like this is maybe even just like a 1-for-1 of the Sector 7 slums that you spend a lot of time exploring and spending time walking around in and stuff in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm curious how much they're trying to save time and money by just reutilizing assets, because like this zone right here looks very, very familiar to me. Of course, the slums all kind of look the same, so who knows? But it would also be, I don't know what engine Final Fantasy VII the first soldier is running in, but I do know that Final Fantasy VII Remake operates in Unreal Engine. I don't know if there are many mobile games that have been made in Unreal Engine, but man, the amount of time and resources it'd save if you could port assets from Final Fantasy VII Remake into Final Fantasy VII the first soldier and then just downgrade them to be more appropriate for our mobile game. God, that would save so much time. It better be good because they already have over 1 million pre-registrations for it. I'm one of them. Like I said, I'm absolutely going to try it. I don't know if it's going to be something that I'm like mind blown about, but I mean, unfortunately, I'm a tool when it comes to these words right here. You don't even need to have this part on the end. You don't need these Roman numerals. These first two words right here kind of just mean that you got me. Unfortunately, I have bought some things that are like not great, but they had the words Final Fantasy on the front, and I'm like, here. Kind of disappointed. And luckily I don't have to give them money for this one, but it's still the sole reason that I'm going to try it. If this said something like, I don't know, Soldier Trials, right? And it didn't have the Final Fantasy moniker, and you weren't going through the soldier program and the first, the Shinra Electric Company and all of this different stuff, and we didn't see assets and like references to Final Fantasy, like we saw Bahamut in here, and they were fighting a behemoth earlier. If it wasn't for that, I'd been like, anyway. But it says Final Fantasy on it, and it's set in the world of Final Fantasy VII, so I'm just like, yeah, I have to try that. I have to. It might just be a disappointment when it comes to a mobile battle royale. Who knows? Maybe I'll fucking love it, right? I don't know, but we'll find out. We will find out. Now, one of the things that I also know that they have said, for those that might be curious, is that we will not see soldiers from the rest of the series in this game. So you will not see a young Sephiroth or anything like that in this game. This is technically like before the soldier program was established that ultimately led to the form that Sephiroth takes on. If you're looking for like an expansion or extrapolation of the characters within Final Fantasy VII, you will not find it here. The most that you might get, we saw here as they're going through the years and stuff. They rewind time. They're going through the years. They find they find Genova, and they're going through and they're working on the program. And we see Hojo kill Professor Gast. These are not spoilers. This is stuff from the original game. And also, it's not even touched on like at all. You literally have to dig for this like very vague information. So we see, is that Lucrezia right there? I think it is. But anyway, yeah, we don't see a whole lot. And I don't think we will see any more than this. They'll maybe give you a short story about what led to the creation of the soldier program, which we've already known for a long time. And then the rest of it's going to be focused on this stuff of this simulated environment where they are testing people using Genova cells to see if they can create a stronger soldier, a stronger human being. Yes, and ultimately you fight a fucking dragon, because it wouldn't be a JRPG if you don't fight a goddamn dragon. Thanks, Bahamut. Anyway, it was a real pretty cinematic. I'm still just going to wait another 8 days to find out what the actual game holds. That's a Wednesday. That's good for me. I don't do things like streams on Wednesdays. That means I can actually just give it some time on Wednesday after work and be like, are you good? Do I like you? I don't know. We'll find out. What do you think, though? Obviously, this is just an opening cinematic, so if you haven't seen any of the game, then it might be hard for you to draw your own opinion on it. You do have an idea of what it is. It is a third-person shooter, so think along the lines of like PUBG, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, or Fortnite. And then you play a battle royale, but instead of the way those other games work, it works slightly differently in that it's set in the Final Fantasy VII universe. And I know that there are like materia and stuff like that based from the game that it gives you abilities and spells and stuff. So it's going to be definitely different than Fortnite or PUBG in that it is going to be a bit more fantastical, but it's still ultimately a battle royale. If you go in with next to nothing, you probably collect some equipment one way or another. You fight some other people. Whoever is the last man standing is crowned the first soldier or something. I don't know. But yeah, so what do you think? Are you a complete nut when it comes to Final Fantasy like I am, or even if it's just Final Fantasy VII? Because I know that those are not always one and the same. There are Final Fantasy fans, and then there are people that are Final Fantasy VII fans, and you can be both, but you are not exclusively both, or one or the other, right? They're not mutually exclusive. So where do you stand on that, and how do you feel about mobile games in general? Like, are you still someone who's like, nah, I'm all right? Or you're like, you know what? I enjoy playing games on my phone. I can just whip my phone out, play for 10 minutes while I'm sitting on the bus or whatever. I don't know how long rounds on this are going to take. I hope they don't take very long. But yeah, so where do you stand on this? Is this something you're interested in? Is it just something you're like, I love Final Fantasy VII, but I can't bring myself to play a mobile battle royale? Leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Seriously, I love this series, and I can talk about it for way too long. And I'm sorry to some people in my life for that. Otherwise, if you want to keep up the conversation at other places, 2 great places to do so are on Twitter and Discord. And speaking of Discord, we actually have a channel dedicated to these reaction trailers where you can place trailers of your own that we can check out live on stream. Because we do stream, and we are streaming right now, at least when this is being recorded. And we stream 4 days a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, with the reactions taking place after our regularly scheduled content on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I would love to see you there. Otherwise, there's lots of other videos that you can go watch on the channel, everything from game guides to more reactions to opinion pieces, and if something catches your eye, check it out and leave your thoughts on those videos as well. I definitely appreciate it a lot because I love talking, if you can't tell, and I would love to talk some more, and I'd love to talk to you, so please, please go do that. Anyway, we're going to get out of here, so if you do watch one of those other YouTube videos, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you, and enjoy.